Hello guys and welcome to episode 4 in server 201. A lot of things happened since last time. I will share with you all the progress and then I will talk about mainly pets and how we can use them most efficiently in early game, mid game and end game, and I will try to go in details on how to use them, for whom and which heroes they work with, and how to prioritize them and if they are important. Also, keep in mind, there was a new event was released called the Pet Arena. I will try to talk about it and my opinion and how to use it too, in terms of getting the most ranking rewards for yourself and to try and compete with everyone else despite your power. And one more thing guys, before we jump into the video, please leave your like and your comments and subscribe to the channel. It's helping me a lot and we are close to reaching my first milestone and we are almost there. And for now, enjoy the video. One more thing before we jump into the video, there is a possibility that you can support me and my journey. I leave link in the description. You can go to there and then copy this ID and I will leave the ID in the description too, and then you can top up any amount that you like and it will support me and get into my account. You just click it and then you put my ID in it and it will transfer to my account. Everything is appreciated and for now, enjoy the video. So guys, as you see, I want to share a lot of things about my progress and then I will jump into pet guides. It will be expanded even for people who are in game. I will try to break it down, but for now I will try to show you the progress that we are in the server 201. We recently this week we just opened the Poseidon's ruins and I think we are so much powerful at this stage, even though like the server is out only for 2 weeks. And I think we have one of the best, like balanced, it's not even balanced, but we are so overpowered, we are overkilling all the servers. And one more thing to say, we are dominating here and also the gacha family is catching in the top 5. We have the most competitive is the family, but as gacha we have 3 tribes and they're all active. As you can see, we are in the leaderboard of the first 4. And in tribe trial we are here in the top 6, so which is a lot of progress and they are all 19 people, so we have at least 100 people still active and more in this server. And one more thing I will talk about is my progress. I am in Nightmare 8-17. I almost will unlock the next one, which will include 3 lineups, so I'm almost there. As my main lineup and artifacts, as you can see, I was quite lucky. I have Baphomet, White Ox, Sword Devil. I wish I had Dark Knight, but I don't. And I have the Silence. And we have Abyssal Queen, Hela. And there is a lot of like legend ones like Iron Blade, Skeleton. As you can Go Fish and Bamboo. That's all the mythics that we got, me and Tax. And another thing, my main lineup is currently Witch, Shadow Master, Dark Knight, Hela and Whirlpool Ninja. All these are working quite good for now because all the rest is not as strong as I expected, but they will build over the time. My fishing progress, I reached desert and I already completed all the archive in it alongside with Tax help. We are monitoring it and in the progress we are almost halfway. I'm not gonna say halfway, it's like third way to the next area. And as you can see, the silver coin is starting to struggle, so we need upgrades and more. Here we can use this, so we upgrade it better. And in terms of like tower, I'm standing in 537. And what's happening now, it's the pets that was weekly event this week. I was hoping to unlock all the legend ones and maybe get lucky and get one of the mythics because at this stage you can get them. But unfortunately I wasn't lucky enough to get any of the mythics. I completed almost 2 cycles, which is a lot. Of course, free to play way. I always laugh because we're trying not to spend. But I think with your support guys, I'm trying to compete and stay carrying and in the top 3, 4, 5 people in the server, so we can be more and more strong in Crystal Throne. When the time comes, I think we all know how to play it and we all active and we will be there, which is one of the best experience that I am looking forward to. And for the pets, I will try to explain them and break them down. So first of all, I want to say all the pets are important as any other pets in overall stats. I will try to remind you, these stats here on the top are applied to all your heroes. So it doesn't matter, this one, they are all applied to your heroes, all of them. Even if you don't equip this pet to a specific hero, this support attack 1100 will be added to your heroes, all of them. So just by unlocking all the pets, you will unlock a lot of stats, a lot of power, a lot of statue level. It will all stack up and help your progress in here. So it's worth unlocking them and it's worth upgrading them. As you can see here, even if I don't use this one, I will try and get all these stones and upgrade him. Even later on, let's say this, I will not use him, I'm just giving examples, it's worth upgrading him. Now, how to upgrade them? It depends on what's your main goal. I will give an example. For me, I am using magic all the time. So for me, it's better to upgrade the pets that gives magic. So if we look, for example, this one gives marksman. So if my goal is to upgrade marksman, I will prioritize always to upgrade Yo-Yo Fox and then use these stones to upgrade Yo-Yo Fox even more so he can give me more marksman attack. So that by that, just all the pets are worth upgrading. It doesn't matter in which sequence you do it. As long as you can do it, just do it. And prioritize the attributes that it's giving to your main DPS, to maybe your main attacks, or to the support, or warrior HP, so they become more and more tanky. So basically all the pets are important to be upgraded and to be prioritized, even the ones that you don't use. Now, so the next topic is how and which pets are the best pets. I will try to give you like a tier list for the pets and we will do it in the archive. From here down, I think the only good one is the Pia Fish. It can work with mostly all DPS like Witch and with Silence and with all the pets that gives healing and control type like Freezing. And then when this pet becomes mythic, it will has more and more damage increase. And this damage increase can reach up to 25% or 30%. So basically, imagine your witch is freezing and the increase of control type will be even longer and you will deal even more damage. So Pia Fish is definitely going to be used in magic. As you can see, it has another magic boost. And on supports like Holy Healer and Silence and all these heroes that do damage and do control. Other than that, these two in my opinion are not worth it. This one is not worth it. Sparky is mainly used on Sword Devil, on Warlock, on all the heroes that push back enemies. I currently think he's one of the best in front lines because he here reduced the enemy's front lines movement speed. So in early game and mid game he can be very useful because he is strong in pushing back enemies and making sure they're not pushing you. So mainly if you use him on your second front line and he will deal a lot of push-up, like pushback and reducing enemies movement speed. In my case, I'm using it on my Whirlpool. And after Sparky, the best rare one, or whatever you want to call them, is the Giant Crab. This one, once he become mythic, this one will give him a lot of knockback resist alongside with this 8% knockback resist. This pet alone can give a Dark Knight or any frontline up to 30% knockback resist just by having this mythic and then putting it on your Dark Knight or your frontline, and he will become a machine. just saying this is like one better than the mythic pets if used correctly. Magic All, I don't think people will use it in end games. Rock Turtle can be used on Paladin, but you need to max him out, and also this will give him a lot of HP recovery, and this one works well with Paladin because it gives him a lot of healings and a lot of like damage reduction. But again, there's other pets that is better, but he is an option. Stellar Whale, definitely useful if you are using it on your second lineups, but not on any of your main lineup. 10-man is one of the useful ones until you unlock Giant Crab. Then the 10-man will not become any use because this knockback resist is not beneficial as much as the Giant Crab. The Beetle is definitely gonna be used in endgame. The shield that it provides for 20 seconds can prevent a gunslinger from killing or one-shotting your backline, and including with the magic boost and knockback effect, and then anti-crit rate and entry control. And here, if the HP below, you reduce the damage received by 6%, and this can be upgraded. So it's basically becoming so tanky that you can take a lot of damage and reduced crit rate of the enemies. So this one is definitely be used even if you unlock all the mythics. You guys need just to make sure you are reading and checking what the pet is doing for your heroes, and you will find out that some of the pets are really useful. So this one can be used on Warlock. This one can be used on Abyssal Queen if you are facing a lot of gunslingers. It can be used on a lot of magic damage dealers that are sitting in the backside and you want them to survive. Another one that is useful is Zatham. Zatham is completely countering a gunslinger. Some people enjoy using him on gunslinger because here you will get crit damage resistance, and this can go up to 100% almost, and damage reduction. So like you're gonna get more crit damage resistance, which is if the enemy crit, he will not deal crit damage, and damage reduction by 1%, and this one goes up too. So this one completely counter a gunslinger alongside with this. When the enemy is hitting him with crit, they will lose crit rate and attack. So you're basically killing gunslinger abilities, and on top of it there is companion damage reduction and physical damage boost alongside with crit damage. So basically you are nerfing the enemies completely, making them so weak in dealing crit damage, and boosting yourself with more physical damage and crit damage. So it can be very useful if you are using it on gunslinger in the back to protect yourself from another gunslinger. But other than that, I don't see the use of it, other than putting gunslinger to counter gunslinger. That's the only use for it. Now, with the mythic pets, I think the most important one is the Mystic Witch. This one makes the frontline generate and kill the enemy's energy so fast. So basically you use her on Dark Knight or Paladin, and it will provide you a lot with ultimates and reducing the enemy's ultimates because they are the most attacked one, and it's the most efficient way to get more energies and to reduce enemies' energies. Follow it up by Doomfang and the Scarlet Comet. These two are very good for your DPS. If you are using Witch, if you are using Shadow Master, if you are using Gunslinger, you need one of these pets to be on them. I will explain the difference. Scarlet Comet just give you 8% crit rate, assuming you have a lot of crit damage, and then it will increase your attack and defense every second. And you mainly want to focus on upgrading this skill above this, because this will give you only a couple of seconds of attack and then it will be gone. So you mainly need this because in the long run it will give you 17 or 19% more attack and 19% more defense. and alongside with more range damage reduction and companion magic damage. So you need this to be on mainly like Witch. This is one of the best for Witch, and followed up if you have Shadow Master or Gunslinger, you can even use this. But if you have a lot of crit damage, let's say 180%, 190, 200, you will definitely need to use Doomfang, because Doomfang will take your crit damage and give you crit rate, and once you upgrade this Doomfang to the maximum level, you will get reduced crit damage by 30% and get crit rate extra 30%. And just for example, this can give Gunslinger to have 150, 170% crit damage with 90 or 95 crit rate, just because of this. And if used properly with fishes and runes, you will have the most powerful Gunslinger that is always crit rating and destroying the enemies. So this is mainly used on Shadow Master and on Gunslinger. Don't use him on Witch, because Witch is barely having any attack runes, it's only 2, and she will for sure not have enough crit damage to take 40% or 30% of it. So you will always use Scarlet Comet, or you will use the Blaze Monkey on your Witch. I will explain one more thing. Ranged damage is considered mage damage too. So ranged damage is not marksman, it's considered mage and mage. So it's working for both. So if you see this, don't panic and say, oh, this one for marksman. No, this works also for mage. Now for the Arcane Lady, this one is mainly used on your like support. I would say mainly on your support. I don't see it used on your DPS, because DPS will not need a lot of mana and there is barely any bonuses for your attack damage. It's basically reducing damage, so you're surviving more and having more and more mana. And if you pay attention to even to the second skill, it's gonna say after every like ultimate, you will trigger and granting allied unit with the highest attack and yourself 4% defense. So basically it's saying I am here to support, even if I am not on your highest attack one, let's say Witch is my highest attack, I will still give her 4% defense for 10 seconds. So basically this is a support pet, and it's giving more control in the field by giving more ultimates. And if once it dies, because you're relying on it to die, it will give even more energy for your heroes. So it will immediately trigger everyone's ultimate. So basically he's here to be supporting the other heroes, and this one will be mainly used by Silence, by Warlock, and by Diva, and all these people that is there to support. So I explained all these, and the only 2 left is the Earth Tyrant, and this one is very, very, very good, but in the end games people are not using him. This one can even be used on your DPS like Shadow Master to give him more and more HP every time, but as I said, it's not the best option to use. In my opinion, if it's for your front lines, you will always use Mystic Witch and your Giant Crab to prevent enemies of pushing you back. But if you're having another one like Neza or something, then yeah, you're definitely gonna use him. This one is mainly for Neza in my opinion. No one else can use him other than Neza, because he's just mainly pushing and dealing a lot of damage and have a lot of armor penetration. It's not for the front lines if they are tanking and trying to resist the knockback. And the Emerald Lord, I think here again we are standing in front of another pet that is, in my opinion, is mixed. Like his abilities and skills are mainly if you have lower HP, you're generating more and more energy, and also if you're taking damage, you're getting more energy. I don't see the use of it, because mainly you are here to take more damage and then you have damage increase yourself. And I don't see anyone that is taking a lot of damage and dealing a lot of damage, unless it's like someone who's gonna die immediately. So I don't see the use of Emerald Lord. Maybe if you are using it, tell me in the comment sections, but in my opinion, I don't see any use for her. And for me, it's always gonna be not used in my lineup. There is a lot better heroes like Peafish, pets like Peafish, Giant Crab, the Beetle, the Scarlet Comet, Mystic Witch, Arcane Lady. Like there is a lot of them to be used in the main lineup, but definitely in the second lineup you will use her. So I totally agree if you're using it in second or third lineup in the Dragon when we unlock it next week, I think, and if you are using it on your campaign. So in my opinion, as I said in summary, that's how I use my pets and my overview on it. And it is worth upgrading all your pets and to keep buying, in my opinion, from the grocery. If you go to the Realm shop, to keep buying these until you finish or upgrading all your pets. It's worth investing on them because it's rare to get them unless you are doing the weekly events. Then yeah, you can do it, but it's also, as I said, it's worth upgrading all of them to get these stats and attributes for all your heroes, and it will help you further. So yeah, that's all the pets and how to use them properly. And if you have more questions, you can leave them in the comment section. Currently, just to showcase, I'm using the monkey on my witch. I'm using the foxy because he's giving physical damage to my shadow master. And for my dark knight, I'm using more knockback resist. Like currently, my knockback resist is sitting at 20%, even though I am still missing this, which will give me another 15%. So basically, my dark knight has 35%, and we are still in the early game. He's not even maxed, and his artifact is not even, like, we're just building more and more knockback resist from now. And on this, because she can push enemies using her first skill, I'm putting more pushback on her and boosting her magic damage boost, so she can deal more and more damage. And for Whirlpool, as I said, I'm using the Sparky to knock back enemies, and once he takes a lot of damage, he will reduce the enemy's movement speed, and then I will be able to push them even more back. And utilizing the knockback resist, I will try to control the front line and make sure I am controlling the field overall. And one more thing before we finish the video, in the pet arena, some people tell you to use only 1, some people tell you to put 3, some people tell you to put 4, some people tell you not to put any. Just in my opinion, you can put 1 strong or 2 strong and then 2 not strong. The more you put in, the better points you will get in the ranking, because the more you participate, even if you beat other small ones, you will get points. So just, in my opinion, put 1 strong that you are relying, and then you put 1 like medium, and then you put 1 weak, and then you put another 1 strong or like mid, like this, and then you will be fine in having more and more and better things. Like I will give you an example. I will put this, and then I will put this, and 1 not good. Then you have 4 of them in the field, and they will do a lot of work. And then the most important reward here is to get more feathers alongside with more stones to upgrade your pets, as we explained. So yeah, that's it guys. I think I explained a lot about pets in this video. I want you again to thank all of you for all the support you are giving me. I'm really close to getting all my goals, at least for the first 3 months of getting back to YouTube. Please leave a like, subscribe, and leave in the comment section if you have more questions, and I will catch you on the next one.